All right, guys, today this is going to be a super short recording because I did unfortunately forget to hit record this morning during our regular 8 a.m. Bio111 meeting. So I wanted to just quickly review for those of you that weren't there, and because I didn't hit record, I wanted to go over the important points that we talked about, that we discussed. The meeting lasted only for about 20-25 minutes. And then I did have several people in the waiting room to have like an office hour. So I talked with individual people with particular concerns. So the things that I focused on today, we didn't do any textbook work today. We didn't do any review of actually answering questions from the book. Mostly what I talked about was the upcoming assignments. And those assignments are like the big three things that you need to focus on right now is, first of all, you need to purchase your lab kit and go pick it up. I am going to see the lab kits tomorrow, and I'm going to try to make some demonstration videos to go with some of the labs, and I'm going to be getting to assign lab exercises. The first one is going to be due October 16th, and what will be required as far as the due date is that I will post it as an assignment, and there will be a section of the assignment where you will have to upload a photo of yourself holding some of the results to demonstrate to me that you actually completed the lab activity. And then there will also be a place for you to upload your answers to the data analysis and the questions. I know that the answers are already in the instructor's part of the book, but some of your individual answers may be a little different based on what you actually get when you do the experiment. So what I told everyone is we know in the biology department that 476 kits, we ordered 476 kits to cover every student in all Bio 1 classes. 250 of them have been purchased and picked up. So there are lots of you, not just in my classes, but there are lots of people who haven't gotten their kits yet. Get that done. It's really important. The first exercise is going to be due the 16th, so you have to get that done. That was the first thing. Second thing is, please register for the information literacy webinar from the librarian. That's in the first module. There was a list of dates for you to attend. It's a go-to meeting. It's not a Zoom. And in order to register for the go-to meeting with the librarian, you need the following things. You need a library card that is current to this semester. So if you've had a library card from last semester or from the summer, you need to renew it, and it can be done online, and you can do it from the library homepage. Once you have the library card that's renewed for this semester, and you need your Camden County College email address, that will allow you to register for the go-to meeting session with the librarian. Her name is Lori Lennox. Allow you to register for that session with her, and she will go through with you how to find the articles that you need in order to complete the assignment. You need to find a single research article and a review article about a science topic, biology topic. So don't give me physics or straight chemistry. And what I talked about a lot this morning was I told people I would pick something simple. I would pick an animal or a plant that you're interested in, something you're sort of interested in because you are going to need to read these papers and they're going to be difficult. They're going to be scientific papers. I would avoid the following two things. I would avoid any psychology articles that are self-reported data, and I would avoid anything that has a lot of computer modeling in it. And the reason for that is because I'm going to ask you to, in your own words, describe one of the experiments that is done inside the research article. And so if it's a research article that contains computer modeling and you can't explain the math to me or the algorithm they're using or why they're choosing those variables, it's going to be difficult for you to complete the assignment. That's all, okay? If you're a total computer nerd and that's right up your alley, go ahead, but you're going to have to be able to explain it to me so I can understand that you understand it. Someone asked me specifically today, later in private, if they could do something on the immune system. I said, that's wonderful. However, you're going to need to narrow that down a little bit, right? And it's what you're going to actually write is a summary of the research article and the review article. It's not a research paper. So there's going to be not a lot of background information, not a lot of why I'm doing this, not a lot of justification. It's going to mostly just be, can you find these research papers and read them as best you can and tell me a little bit about them. And we'll talk more about that in the coming weeks. The assignment is going to be due November 8th. So you need to get to those library webinars as soon as possible. And remember, for those, you need an active library card current for this semester, which you can renew online or get online if you don't have a library card, and your Camden County College email and GoToMeeting on your computer, okay? And the third thing was that for Chapter 9, right now there are 3 homeworks posted for Chapter 9, and they are all due on Sunday, the 11th. There is a 4th homework that is a quiz in Mastering Biology just for Chapter 9, not 8, just for Chapter 9. I'm going to give you 2 attempts on that quiz. You're not going to see it in the module, like in the quizzes section. You're only going to see it in the module, and it's going to take you to Mastering Biology. It's the only time I'm doing this. Before you sit down to take that quiz, study like it's a test, because I'm going to put that quiz into your quiz grades, and I'm trying to force you to learn Chapter 9 because it's so important. Because once you know Chapter 9, Chapter 10 is very easy. Once you know Chapter 9, it's going to help you in Chem 2. Once you know Chapter 9, it's going to help you in biochemistry. Once you know Chapter 9, it's going to help you in microbiology. And it's super important. Every class that you take from here on out, they're going to talk about cellular respiration. And the better you know Chapter 9, the easier it will be for you in the future. So I'm purposefully making that you had 3 homework assignments for Chapter 9 and then this quiz, because I'm trying really hard to force you to study it early before we have our main quiz that's going to include 8, 9, and 10. And that quiz is scheduled for the 20th of October, and I haven't opened it yet. I haven't put that due date on there yet, but I will soon. So those are the big 3 things. And there was a person who asked, there wasn't a question actually about on topic from Chapter 8, and someone asked specifically about the differences between exergonic and endergonic reactions. And I gave a longer explanation than I should have, but the brief explanation is that exergonic reactions release ATP or produce ATP and are usually catabolic metabolic reactions, and endergonic reactions require ATP to be added in and into the system. Pretty much all of Chapter 9 is going to be exergonic. We're going to be producing ATP or potential energy compounds that can be turned into ATP. And Chapter 10 is mostly endergonic, because we're going to take light energy from the sun, carbon dioxide, and turn that into glucose and make some ATP. So that's it. I'm going to stop the recording. If you have any questions, as always, please, please, please write them down and bring them to the chat, or hang around after if you can, and let me know what your specific questions are. Remember, I have office hours every Monday and Wednesday from 9 to 11. I'm available other times, just not 24 hours a day. So, and not so much on the weekends unless it's an emergency. So please, if you have specific questions that you feel like you need to get answered by talking to me, which is usually the easiest, just let me know when would be a good time, and we'll try to make a time that we can actually meet. Tutoring is also available. I would look into it. It, of course, is virtual, but I would go ahead and look into that. I believe they have some peer tutors, some student tutors that have done well in this course actually in the summer or the spring. So they ended up with some of it being online, so they might have some additional help for you. All right, that's it. See you guys Monday.